Welcome to our demo on connecting Micetro to AWS Route 53 for all of your AWS DNS needs. Now, if this is the first video that you're seeing and you don't have Micetro installed yet, I highly recommend you go back to our YouTube deployment tutorial playlist and check out some of the earlier videos. Otherwise, thanks for joining, and we will get started. Now, connecting to cloud services prior to versions 10.3 of Maestro does require that we use the thick client or the management console. And that can be found in the free trial binaries that you would be sent. The Men&Mice management console here, it is available only for Windows, but you can go ahead and install it on your laptop or on a free Windows server that you might have really anywhere you like. It's just a management tool. Once you have it downloaded, you can double click to install. And then we get the install shield wizard. We'll click next. It's pretty standard. We'll accept the EULA, click next, identify where you would like it installed and click next, and then click install. And then of course we can launch the Men&Mice management console. Okay, I went ahead and logged in, and as you can see, we're in the management console, which has similar things to what we have in the web UI. We can see all of our DNS, IPAM, and DHCP information, as well as cloud services. I already have a few connected here, but we're going to create a new one in just a moment. We actually have to do some things in AWS before we get started. So first, let's pop into our AWS Route 53 dashboard, which you can get to just by searching for Route 53, and we'll create a new hosted zone. So let's call this Micetro AWS demo.com. And we'll just make this a private hosted zone for our purposes right now. We will go ahead and connect it to VPC. And we don't need any tags, so we'll go ahead and create that hosted zone. Okay, awesome. It's created some NS and SOA records for me. Why don't we go ahead and create an A record as well? Maybe we need a new blog site, and we'll give it 192.0.2.235. Sure, that sounds good. A TTL of 3600, and we'll create that A record. Okay, so now I have a few records in my zone here. The next thing I have to do is create a user with some particular IAM policies. So we'll click on users. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one just so you can see what this looks like. We'll click on add users, and we'll call this one Micetro Demo Admin. For this, we do need the access key, programmatic access. So we'll just go ahead and click that and click next. Okay, so we do need this user to be a part of a group. I already have a group here, but I'm going to create a new one so that everyone can see what this looks like. So Micetro demo group. And then there are 3 permissions that we have to add here. Route 53, full access. So we'll check that. And then we also need Amazon EC2 full access. We'll check that. And then the last one is IAM read-only access, and we'll check that. And once we have that, we can go ahead and click on Create Group. And we'll add this now to our new Micetro demo group. And we don't need to do anything with set permissions boundary. We'll click Next. We don't need to add any tags, key value pairs, and we'll click Next to review. And this all looks good. Remember, it's the Micetro demo admin, Micetro demo group, and create user finally. Okay, and this is then where we get our access key ID and our super secret access key. So now we'll go back into our management console. And once we click on cloud services, we can either right click and click new cloud service, or we can hit that plus sign, and then we'll select AWS and click next. Now we'll call this AWS demo. And of course, we need to go back and get our information. So we'll copy and paste the access key ID. as well as the super secret access key. Now I am going to leave Manage Virtual Networks and Manage DNS Zones checked because you saw me create the zones and connect it to a VPC. So we'll click Finish and then for demo, because you can always leave a comment in Micetro and get that built-in documentation. Okay, as simple as that. Now we have our AWS demo, as you can see right here. If we go into DNS servers, we see AWS demo here, and we see our Micetro AWS demo.com DNS zone that you saw me create, as well as our blog, a record, and some of those other records that were automatically created. Now we can also go into our web UI and see all of this information. Even though we couldn't create it quite yet, we can see this information if I put in a password. So then we can already see our AWS demo service in here. If we go to DNS, we can do a quick filter on AWS demo, and we see our Micetro AWS demo.com here with all of our same records. And now we can also do things like create new records or view history, edit DNS records, all of those great things that you get with Micetro. That's all we have for this demo, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.